So you have a
Yeah.
comment for Sherry Lilienfeld. She knows about everything from backyard pools to engineering to riparian rights. So the Atlantic City street paving, they promised that forever, Mr. Marty Small. It's been delayed again. Does roadways, are the roads of Atlantic City, are they nice enough to give people a good impression if you want to be an investor or a visitor to Atlantic City?
First of all, it's atrocious. Like I literally have to change lanes so that it doesn't bottom out my car. My theory about the roadways in Atlantic City is when the offshore wind people were going to come and run their cables through Atlantic City, they were going to rip up the streets and then fix them. So my theory is that Marty Small was expecting the wind developers to pay for the road paving as part of their project. And when that stopped, then he had to like scramble and wonder, hey, now I actually got to get the money together and get this project going.
There's parts of the Atlantic City Boardwalk that are awesome. And then other parts, it's just a complete mess and big, giant chunks of land. What do they say, Cher? I think they say that Atlantic City has the most undeveloped water view real estate anywhere along the eastern seaboard. How do you not monetize that? This is what Marty Small, the mayor of Atlantic City, calls clean and safe. How do you let this sit in the middle of your boardwalk? If Mayor Marty Small would like to comment, we would like to bring him on, the very handsome gentleman. But this is the world of Marty Small, and God forbid if you share that information. You know,
I mean, that is not AI generated. That is what it is.
I was going to buy you a gift as I was on the boardwalk. I go, where can I get something nice for Sherry Lilienfeld of VXP? There's moments of greatness in Atlantic City. There's portions of awesomeness, and then it goes to hell. And when you have a mayor who really believes everything's already perfect and clean and safe, and how dare you, point out things that need to be fixed with a guy like Marty Small in charge.
Yes, it needs a strong mayor who's going to really turn it around and not just.
You think this is family friendly? The whole place. First off, another cannabis store just shut down. So I think there's 15 now. This is the part of the boardwalk in front of the Showboat. That's Bart Blatstein's place. He widened the boardwalk to create a whole bunch of places for vendors and food. You can see there's some type of basketball challenge or soccer challenge right here. This is a widened boardwalk in front of the Showboat. My question is, I thought it took like forever to get CAFRA and the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection to let you do anything on the beach or at the toe of the dune. But Bart was able to pull this off. Congrats to him. How does he get that done so fast? That's a good question.
Unless they already had the permits from way back and they just never did anything with it.
This gives you some idea of where the boardwalk was widened in front of the Showboat with all the vendors, Taste of Mexico milkshakes, lemonade. Except I was kind of confused about Jurassic Beach. That's the place in between the the Ocean Casino and the Showboat that Bart keeps on experimenting, basically. So we're looking at the spot in between the Ocean Casino and his Showboat. In the distance, you can see the water park. Stuff that he's, like I said, throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, and good for him. CRDA, they're not really thrilled with Bart has instead of asking for permission, he gets forgiveness. Lance Landgraf of the CRDA not happy. There's some kind of Tyrannosaurus Rex up here. Then we have a bar. The bar may or may not be identified or known by the CRDA. They get kind of ticked off. What the heck's going on to the Showboat Atlantic City? Showboat is now seeking approval from the CRDA, the Casino Reinvestment Development Authority. They want to know, basketball courts have been tried, shipping containers, a garden wall. Some of this stuff never received necessary approval. And Lance Landgraf, the land guy, the land planning and zoning guy for the CRDA, he's not too happy about it. Lance Landgraf, former mayor of Ventnor, now a commissioner. CRDA, as we know, they handle the land use regulation in the Atlantic City Tourism District. Landgraf is CRDA's Director of Planning and Development. And he says Bart Blatstein, or the vendor that Bart hires to come in and do some of this stuff, that's really what it is. He says the Showboat has to clearly spell out which of these things at the site are designed to be permanent and which are considered temporary, subject to be removed at the end of the summer or fall each year. It seems like if I'm reading this right, the showboat submitted faulty plans to the CRDA that do not show a bar already at the site. Giant dinosaurs and tents used for a seafood buffet, artificial turf, they've been approved, says Landgraf. We need a plan that shows out, what's out there right now, what needs to stay, he told the applicant. Now, the applicant is the AC Concessions Company Incorporated. I guess they lease this spot from Mr. Blatstein and do their stuff. That's what we're struggling to get through to you guys. This is Lance Landgraf saying, we're trying to get through to you guys. I don't want this to happen again. Yes, Landgraf is growing frustrated. The CRDA, too. Showboat owner Bart Blatstein, a very, very, very good friend of Atlantic City Mayor, my man, Marty Small. Last year, the site it had an outdoor fitness equipment center, and Blatstein never received needed approvals.
Artificial turf, there's some bills up at the state level to ban artificial turf, like in public spaces and ball fields, because it's not pervious. And that's one of my big things, which means water can't go through it. It's going to run off. So where's it going to run off onto? Right? It's going to cause erosion. That is a big problem. A lot of people don't think about that.
I agree with Jeff here, the commenter, that I give Showboat credit for trying something. He tries a lot of stuff, so you got to give him a lot of credit.
Look, if you've ever been to that water park, I tried taking my family there, and it was so crowded, we just gave up.
But he did a great job. Look at all this stuff by widening the boardwalk. Once again, that's not easy to do, but he figured out how to do it. It's bringing some life down to this end of the boardwalk. And because it's true, there is nothing really to do at this end of the boardwalk, whether it's games of chance or something to snack on, whatever. So good on Bart Blatstein. I used to work for his brother, Ricky Blatstein, when he was running some Philadelphia nightclubs. So good family, a smart family too.
And they put their money where their mouth is. They are investing in the area. They're actually putting money into the area, which is a good thing.
Well, it's Tower Investments, a private equity firm. So we don't know exactly whose money it is, but Bart knows how to take those risks. Doesn't always win, but indeed, it's very exciting to watch.